Hi, my name is Kong Chun Hou. My matrix number is 271022. So today I'm going to talk about the corporate governance and profitability risk of Boiler Mac Holdings. Okay, the overview of the company. Boiler Mac Holding Berhad is a business that focuses on create and produce boilers. Boiler Mac headquartered in Subang Jaya, Malaysia. So in September 2005, the company Boiler Mac commenced as a company that designed and manufactured boiler, specializing in producing biomass boiler, especially for industry of palm oil. Okay, Boiler Mac had successfully listed publicly on Bursa Malaysia with number of 0168. In 2012 and 2015, the company had qualified as Forbes Asia's 2000 Best Company Under a Million due to its financial achievements. Currently, Boiler Mac is the leading company in designing and manufacturing a biomass boiler in Southeast Asia. Okay, the problem statement. As a leading player in boiler industry, to be maintained openness, the honesty of company and transparency in financial and operation are always a crucial issue to Boiler Mac Holdings. Boiler Mac Holdings had carried out their social responsibilities among the years. By following the sustainable develop, uh, development goals of United Nations, the company had aims to provide a peaceful place for people and the planet. So Boiler Mac Holdings has done a great work in keeping the companies independent through constructing a board of directors that comprises majority of non-executive directors that are independent. So the research objective to investigate the internal factors influence towards firm performance. The second one is to investigate the external factor influence towards the firm performance. And the third is to investigate the internal and external factors influence towards firm performance. So the research questions, does any relationship between the internal factors toward firm performance? Does any relationship between the external factors toward firm performance? And the third one is, does any relationship between the internal and external factors toward firm performance? Okay, so the literature review. So the dependent variable is corporate governance index, which is CGI. So the internal factors are ROE, quick ratio, the current ratio, average collection period, debt to income, operating ratio, operational margin, corporate governance index. Okay, so the external factors are the GDP, the inflation, unemployment, interest rate, and exchange rate. Okay, so we come to the methodology. The first one is sampling technique. So data of dependent and independent variables analyzed from annual report of Boiler Mac within 2015 to 2019. So the second one is data analysis. Denoted CG index as dependent variable and the other variables as independent variables. So the third one is statistical analysis. Measure the corporate governance index CGI from Boiler Mac that influenced by the internal and external factors. So the fourth one is SPSS statistical analysis. The multiple regression need applied in SPSS for determining the impact of independent variables towards the dependent variables. Okay, so this is the descriptive statistic table lah. So the average of ROA is 10.29% with 3.71% of fluctuation. So this indicates that every 1 ringgit of asset could create 10.29 cent of profits. Okay, so the current ratio of Boiler Mac has a mean of 1.9671. This indicates that every RM1 current liability of company would have RM 1.9671 current asset to pay off. Okay, so the current ratio has the standard deviation of 0.3344. This fluctuation is a very small compared to 1.9671. So the mean of quick ratio of Polymac is 1.6182, and the standard deviation is 0.3086. Okay, so this means that every RM1 current liability, the company had at least RM1.3 quick asset to pay off. Okay, the mean of average collection period of Polymac is 100.1469. The standard deviation is 19.8635. So this indicates that in average, Polymac spent at least 100 days to collect the receivables. Okay, the mean of debt to income is 1.5356, and the standard deviation is 0.1995. This indicates that every RM1 that could help Polymac to produce RM 1.535 profits. This mean of operational ratio and operating margin are quite similar on 0.1738 and 0.1532 respectively. Okay, so Malaysia's GDP had a 4.820% growth average in 5 years. So the standard deviation of GDP growth of Malaysia is 0.6834%. The inflation rate of Malaysia in average is 1.92, while the mean of interest rate of Malaysia in 5 years is 3.1%. The mean of exchange rate of Malaysia is RM 4.5 per US dollar. The average unemployment rate is 3.3%, which is 0.3% higher than natural unemployment rate. So the CGI of Polymac is 0.5385 in average. Okay, so this is the correlation between the internal and external factors. The ACP, the QR, the OR, the OM, XR, and CGI of Polymac are positively correlated to company performance, while this CR, QR, DTI, GDP, inflation, and UR of Polymac are negatively correlated to company performance. Okay, so this indicates that when ACP, OR, OM, XR, and CGI increase, the company performance will improve as well, and vice versa. Okay, this is the model summary of internal and external factors. Okay, so the adjusted R square of model 3 is 0.285. This shows that 28.5% of the variance of the variable could explain the company performance of Polymac. So this indicates that the reliability of the result of model 3 is very low. Okay, so this is the ANOVA for Polymac Berhad on both internal and external factors. Okay, so we can see from the table, XR, CR, and ACP has a positive impact to the company performance. So the variables had positively impact the company performance. So lastly, this is the coefficient. Okay, so this is the coefficient of Polymac company performance on both internal and external factors. We can see that CR, ACP, XR had the significant effects to company performance among all variables. The significant value of CR, ACP, and XR is 0.289, 0.753, and 0.709 respectively. So this indicates that among the CR, ACP, and XR, CR is most significant to company performance. So this is the limitation. This study is limited to Boilermaker Holdings. The financial data collected from 2015 to 2019 annual report is limited. This would make the result obtained become not accurate. So in conclusion, Boilermaker Holding has a deteriorating company performance amongst 5 years. The company performance is mainly affected by XR, the CR, and ACP. To improve the company performance, the company should focus on improving the internal factors rather than external factors. Hence, the company shall reduce the CR and invest more in new or existing projects to maximize the profits of the company. The company also needs to manage the credit nicely. I mean the credit risk. So when the company wanted to sales in credit, the company shall evaluate the vice prior. Okay, that is all from me. Thank you.